At Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too, because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.
Let's try this again, shall we? Let's try it again. We've got audio now, so let's talk about this for a second. We're going to take a look. We'll just go right into it. You didn't get what I was first saying because I didn't have a microphone on. Forgot to turn my microphone on. Microphone I have right here, which is on my clip on my belt. I have it charging before I go on the show, and it was in this box. It's supposed to be on my belt and clicked in. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday morning to you. Once again, here we go. We're starting off the day here with temperatures in the mid-40s for the valley. 42 degrees for Redding, 48 in Red Bluff. Yeah. Thank you. Let's see here. Lynn's saying 16 seconds ago, not getting audio from you. Should be getting it now. And let me see if some of you are... I think I changed something. Yeah, we got it working again here. Lynn saying, good morning, everyone. It's going to be another nice day. Mike will tell you all about it. Well, thank you. Curtis saying, good morning. No audio. Yes. We should be getting audio now. I'm assuming we'll start getting some thumbs up on there. There's good morning from Jackie Dixon. And, of course, getting no audio again. So I appreciate you all letting me know and reminding me that I don't have any audio. But I do now, at least based on what I'm seeing here. All right, temperatures again in the mid to upper 40s in the valley, 20s, 30s for the higher elevations, mid 40s right now for you along the coast. All right, let's get you through Krueger's Quickcast now. You get out the door this morning, mainly sunny, although there may be some patchy fog along the coast. Otherwise, we're going to be looking at mainly clear skies. Temperatures are starting to warm up, and I do expect about 80 degrees in the valley, 65 to 70 in the mountains, and upper 50s, low 60s for the coast. All right, so there you can see that ridge of high pressure. Thank you, Jackie, for that confirmation that you can hear me. You can see the rain that's being pushed up to the north. Washington, Oregon, seeing some rain, some snow in the higher elevations. We've actually got a weak ridge of high pressure building in, and that is what's going to give us more sunshine and warmer temperatures for today. The winds, not so much of a factor, about 10 to 15 miles per hour on the coast, 5 to 10 miles per hour for the valley, and a little bit stronger off into the eastern mountains. Later this afternoon and evening, again, a little bit of a breeze off in the eastern mountains, but not much in the way of winds throughout the day today or even going into tonight. So let's take a look at our forecast for your Thursday. About 80 degrees, give or take, for the valley. 65 to 70 on average for the mountains. A little bit warmer in some spots, a little bit cooler in others. Temperatures around 60, give or take, for the coast. And looking at partly cloudy skies. For tonight, much like what we're seeing this morning. Mid-40s, give or take, for the valley. 30s and even some 40s for the higher elevations. And it looks like around mid-40s for the coast. Your 7-day forecasts. Temperatures getting a little bit warmer, despite the fact that we probably will see a few more high and mid-level clouds for Friday, Saturday. Temperatures increasing, bigger increase. Record-breaking heat is a very good possibility for parts of the valley here by Monday. Even warmer for the coast. You're going to be flirting with the 70-degree mark come Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and generally in the low to mid 80s for the higher elevations, including Siskiyou County, Modoc County, and in the Eastern Mountains. So that is a look at your Krueger's Quickcast. If that's all you needed, have yourselves a great rest of your day. In the meantime, we're going to take a look at that deeper dive forecast, talk about the timing of the heat wave as it comes on in and just how hot we expect it to get. And also take a look at some records. When is the earliest, as long as records have been taken for Redding, when is the earliest we've hit 90 degrees or higher? It has been in March, and we'll take a look at those numbers as well. Taking a look at Lake Oroville this morning, and you can see Main Street Chico on Highway 32. Looks like we got traffic kind of flowing along there just perfectly. You got Highway 99 at Neal Road. The sun is coming up. You can see off in the distance there a couple of high clouds, which are kind of out there, but I do expect to see more sunshine than we did see yesterday. Highway 44 at Sundial Bridge Drive in Redding. Looks like things are A-OK over there. And taking a look at Crescent City, Harbor District. We have got, looks like a couple of clouds off in the distance there. Kind of hard to see, still a little dark, but overall, looking at those dry conditions here this morning across the board. Bald Hill West does have some fog that kind of sucked in. Typically, we're looking down at Hoopa Valley, but we can't see it because of the cloud cover up at that elevation there. There you can see Soda Ridge looking out at Mount Shasta off in the distance, and a couple of the high clouds, those wispy high clouds that are passing through this morning. Looking at Fort Jones in Scott Valley, looks like no fog there, and just a couple of high clouds off in the distance as well. Taking a look at Lassen Park, we still got plenty of snow up in the mountains and plenty of snow on the ground up there as well at about 6,700 feet. Thursday is our day for NorCal Ag, which is sponsored by Lassen Canyon Nursery. We are going to meet a Bay Area native that moved to Tehama County to start up a ranch for that quiet life away from the Bay Area. Check it out. This week's NorCal Ag Report, sponsored by Lassen County Nursery, brought to you, of course, Jerry O'Lennon will bring you this report.
I'm Jerry O'Lennon with Weather NorCal, and this is the Ag Report, sponsored by Lassen Canyon Nursery. I am in Tehama County at the Roby Ranch. Temma Roby, 2.5 years ago, she traded the hustle of the Bay Area for the quiet dirt roads of Corning. Today, she's the owner of this 20-acre ranch.
Yeah, we just decided to give this a go.
Are you glad you did it?
I love it. I love it.
It's a spread that produces a little bit of everything, from the garden to the pond. A year ago, Temma opened this farm stand. Nearly everything inside was grown on her land. What's unique about this farm stand is that it relies on the honor system. Shoppers come in and get the items they want and then pay for it either through PayPal, Venmo, or a cash box, which is inside. Sounds like a system ripe for dishonesty. This shopper bought some sourdough bread, and of course she paid for it, but admits that concept can be a rare find.
I mean, I'm honorable, but I know some people aren't.
Each weekend, Temma estimates she has 24 customers, but thus far, no one has taken anything without paying. But if they did?
And honestly, if somebody needs to take something and not pay for it, then they need it far more than I ever would. So that's okay.
It's this small-town spirit that brought Temma here, a sense of community she says was worth every bit of the move.
A big difference I've noticed here is everybody helps each other out without questions, without any expectation of getting something in return. And people are just very kind.
It turns out the best crop growing on this 20-acre ranch isn't the produce, it's the trust. And there's your Ag Report. I'm Jerry O'Lennon for Weather NorCal.
Once again, I want to thank Jerry O'Lennon for giving us that report, and I want to thank Lassen County Nursery for sponsoring the NorCal Ag Report. Always love to see what's going on out there, and of course I get out there, try to do some reports, and so does Jerry. Jerry tends to kind of cover areas to our south and Tehama, Glenn, and Butte counties as well. So be sure to check out that NorCal Ag Report every Thursday right here on Coffee with Krueger. You can always check all of the NorCal Ag Reports from weathernorcal.com and the free Weather NorCal app. Just click on that NorCal Ag section, and you can get into the archive of all of the wonderful ag reports that we've done over the last couple of years, really as long as we've been doing this report. So once again, I want to thank Lassen County Nursery. I also want to thank Wind River for their support of Coffee with Krueger, sponsoring Coffee with Krueger since day one. At Wind River Resort and Casino, enjoy friendly service, a wide variety of specials and promotions, plus all of your favorite slots and table games. All right, let's get into that deeper dive forecast for your Thursday, March 12th. No, yeah, today's the 12th. Here's a look at your headlines. Dry and warmer for the rest of the week. Warming trend peaks early next week. Possible record-breaking heat for early next week. Slight cooling trend, but we're going to keep those temperatures above average most likely through all of next week. Right now we're sitting at about 42 degrees for Reading, 46 degrees for Red Bluff, 48 degrees out in Oroville. Sitting right now at about 27 degrees for Alturas, 40 in Susanville. We've got those mid-40s right now out along the coast. All right, let's take a look at the satellite image here, and what we're going to see is that there's this arc in the clouds right here. Very weak arc, but high pressure is building in. So any clouds that we've seen over the last few days, that's going to turn over to sunny skies and warmer temperatures. I'm expecting on average 80 degrees in the valley, 65 to 70 in the mountains, and upper 50s to low 60s for the coast. So let's take a look at Futurecast, because there actually is the potential for a little bit of wet weather out there for some of us. And we're already seeing a little bit of drizzle, and we have seen over the last few days in parts of the North Coast. But tomorrow, I do expect to see a little bit more in the way of some added cloud cover. Now, I don't anticipate this to have a huge impact on our temperatures. In fact, I'm still expecting slightly warmer temperatures tomorrow. It'll just be mainly in the form of some high and a few mid-level clouds. And you can see a little bit more cloud cover out along the coast. Then Saturday, we've got a very weak clipper system. You see how most of it's up over Washington and Oregon, but it's just clipping Northern California. So I would anticipate that Saturday morning, Del Norte, Northern Humboldt, and parts of Siskiyou County are going to see some light showers, or at the very least, a few sprinkles here and there. This is not going to be a big deal. You're talking a few hundredths of an inch of rainfall at most for areas especially the north and west, but you'll notice everywhere else, it is dry. And see this just fizzle out through the morning, and in fact, the clouds fizzle out as well. So we'll probably see more sunshine by the second half of the day on Saturday. Sunday, yeah, a couple of passing high clouds. Any systems are staying up to our north and should remain dry on Sunday. But as that system clips through on Saturday, even Sunday to our north, that is going to generate some stronger winds, but not until this weekend, because you can see here for today, a little breezy west winds for the eastern mountains in Modoc County. Otherwise 10 to maybe 15 miles per hour elsewhere, including the valley and the coast and many of the mountains. And really the same story for your Friday. A little bit more elevated off to the east, but 10, maybe 15 miles per hour for the valley and elsewhere. But look at this, as that system, that clipper system on Saturday pushes through, what's going to happen is we're going to see more of a north wind, 20, maybe 25 miles per hour in the valley, maybe a little bit stronger for some of the higher elevations to the east. But I mean, the coast, actually not that bad on Saturday, 5 to even 10 miles per hour. And then it's going to be mainly confined on Sunday for the valley, 20, 25 miles per hour. So if you're going to be out and about, especially in the valley over the weekend, just note that it's going to be a bit breezy out there, so things will be blown around. If you suffer from allergies, you may start feeling the impacts of that wind blowing those pollens around as well. So I'm going to be probably hearing a bunch of people sneezing over the weekend if you're out and about here, especially if you do suffer from those allergies. So the ridge of high pressure that's in place and has been in place, this is actually going to start to weaken and shift down to the south and east. We'll see just that weak disturbance. See how some of that cooler air is diving southward? We have a little bit of a dip in the jet stream right here. That's, again, that potential for those showers I was talking about on Saturday. Now, once that moves out, this high pressure right here is going to build in. I'm not using the word warm, but I'm using the word hot, right? Because we are going to be talking about most likely some low 90s for some of the warmest spots on Monday. Monday, I think, will be the peak. Possibly some areas getting a little bit warmer on Tuesday, but you see how this is just slowly through the week shifting eastward. So yes, we are going to see temperatures slowly drop after Monday, Tuesday, but it's still going to be well above normal and well into the 80s for many of us in the valley. And then eventually we should start to see that move out, some cooler air moving a little bit closer, but I don't anticipate much in the way of rain, minus of course that potential on Saturday that I was just talking about. Drier than normal conditions over us, to our north, wetter than normal. That's to be expected. Warmer than normal conditions coming in from the Climate Prediction Center as well. 10-day trend, there's the peak, right? Monday, Tuesday, and then just kind of ticking downward. So Of course, hot this weekend, but the weekend after back down to the mid to upper 70s. But that's still well above normal. Look at the normal high for this time of the year. Keep in mind, it's still winter, folks, right? So the fact it's still winter, temperatures generally are usually in the mid 60s. So it's not until, what, the 20th, 21st that we go into the first day of spring. Now, this is kind of interesting too, because you're going to hear about some record-breaking temperatures. That's a very good possibility, especially for Redding, because it could break that record with highs in the low 90s on Monday of next week. But Monday of next week is also March 16th. Now, what's interesting is I took a look at some of the records. We look back to the first time we've hit 90 degrees for the year. The earliest we've hit 90 degrees for the year. And the earliest in 1914, really for Redding in general, was March 17th, 1914, with a high of 93 degrees. That's the earliest ever since records have been taken that Redding has hit 90 degrees was March 17th in 1914. 1925, it was March 21st. In 1966, it was March 31st. So a little unusual for us to see 90s in March, but as you can see here, it's happened. It's happened before and it will happen again. And it's going to happen most likely this year as well. So not only could we break that daily record on March 16th, but we could also break this record. And we'll probably be reporting next year, March 16th, 2026. All right? So yeah, I mean, that's going to be another record that could be broken as well. Take a look at the lake levels, our water content looking absolutely beautiful, over 100% of that historical average for all of our lakes and reservoirs in the area. There you can see the wave heights are not very high, nothing to worry about if you need to be on a small boat on the coast. There's your marine forecast, winds from the north at 5 to 10 knots. There will be some areas of drizzle today and of course possibly over the next few days as well. So here's your neighborhood forecast, sponsored in part by Dignity Health. Temperatures 65 to 70. A little bit warmer in Douglas City at about 72, but generally 65 for High and Palm and Mad River, Ruth, about 71. For the North Coast, temperatures inland mid to upper 60s. Along the coast, around 60, give or take. 63 degrees for Smith River, 60 for Klamath, and McKinleyville about 60. Take you out to Siskiyou County, temperatures there generally in the low mid 60s, really, give or take, because you can see about 61 degrees for McDowell, but about 69 degrees out in Happy Camp. Modoc County, mid 60s as well, give or take, about 60 for Tule Lake, 66 for Alturas, and Fort Bidwell, about 62 degrees. We take you out towards the eastern mountains, where temperatures there anywhere from 60s and even 70s, 75 degrees for Paradise, 73 out in Susanville. Shingletown, 3,500 feet, center of town there, about 70 and 72 degrees for Quincy. Take you out to the south end of the valley. We'll call it upper 70s for your daytime highs for today. But look at that uptick in those temperatures. Looks like for Oroville, you're in the mid to even upper 80s by Sunday, Monday through Wednesday of next week. And for Chico, I think it'll be up to about 88 degrees on Monday. And for your St. Patrick's Day, about 87 degrees. Up north, 80 degrees for Redding, 81 for Anderson, Cottonwood, 80 out in Red Bluff, 79 degrees in Bella Vista, and 76 for Lakehead. So here's a look at your 7-day forecast for Redding. See how temperatures are ticking upward. 81 Friday, 83 on Saturday, 87 on Sunday. How about 90? 90 degrees on Monday, and then St. Patrick's Day, a high of 89. So really, honestly, you know, these temperatures are going to be adjusting for Monday, Tuesday. I mean, we're talking possibly, 90, 91, maybe even 92. And there's a chance we could even touch 90 degrees on Tuesday before temperatures start to slowly drop going into your Wednesday of next week. So yeah, I mean, we've got some summer-like temperatures heading our way. Normal high is 65 degrees. What is that, 30, almost 25 degrees above average this time of the year. A couple of people checking in this morning. Jackie is saying Jerry does a great job. I think he does a great job as well. I love the reports that he does, those ag reports that we do, and I'm so glad I was able to get him on board to help me out with that ag report. We've got Curtis Brown saying, did Jerry Say the location of the farm. You know what? That is a good question. I'll have to see if I can find out that location here. Roby, I think it's Roby Farm. Roby Farm. Or is it Roby Ranch? There it is, Roby Ranch. Roby Ranch is, let me see if I can put it up on the screen here for you. We'll do that for you. Roby Ranch. And you know what? I don't think he did. Usually he's pretty good about that. Is this it? Yeah. Oh. It's in Corning. Yeah, it's in Corning. Here we go. Let's see here. See if I can pop it up here. What? Should be up here. Let's try something else here. Let's try something else. Because I found it on this web browser, but it's not showing up on the other web browser. Let's see here. Well, that's interesting. Oh, here we go. Here it is. Okay, here, pop it up. There we go. And there we go. All right, so Roby Ranch, of course, Curtis was asking, did Jerry say the location of the farm? So if you want to go, check it out right there. And you can just Google it. Google Roby Ranch, R-O-B-Y Ranch, and you can see the contact information right there. You can go to 5670 Keene Road, Corning, California. And of course, as you know, it goes off the honor system. So they got that little shed, they've got all of their supplies, then you can pay via Venmo, you can pay with cash, all that good stuff. You could also call them, 707-567-3616. And that is for Roby Ranch. Yeah, what a great report. Glad that Jerry was able to kind of get that out. And I'm glad that you all are interested in seeing what's going on with that ranch. All right, let's see what else we got out there this morning. We've got good morning coming in from Tracy Sackett. She is saying good morning with 2 cups of coffee. And yeah, you know, usually by the time I get to Coffee with Krueger, I'm on my 2nd cup of coffee. That is for sure. We've got Lynn Jones saying, thanks for all that you do. I certainly appreciate you taking the time to take appreciation of that. And then, of course, yeah, Corning, but not the address. So we got the address in there. And hopefully we're able to get that out there for you. Jerry, like I say, Jerry's a very, you know, he's a seasoned reporter, very good. Usually he does that. So, you know, sometimes we overlook things in our older years, if you will. We got Gracias, and I guess I would say, is it Donata? I think it's Donata for Gracias, yes. If it's Corning, I can find it. Thanks, Mike. All right, there you go. Thank you, Curtis. I'm glad you're able to find and hopefully find that address. Roby Ranch, R-O-B-Y Ranch. You can Google it. It will be there. All right. Well, yeah, let's, you know, we haven't done in a while. Let's see if there's anything fun going on with the calendar. What's going on with the any special days? National Calendar Day. Okay, here we go. We got some fun stuff going on here. We got National Popcorn Lovers Day. I know my son is a popcorn lover. He absolutely loves popcorn. So you can get out there. Do you do microwave popcorn? Do you do popcorn kind of like, you know, there's that kind of that blower, right? And it's just, it heats up the popcorn. You don't have to use any kind of oils. National Skin Barrier Day. Okay. I guess that would be maybe sunscreen. Yeah, right. We're getting that time of the year. We get more sunshine. We got National Working Moms Day. There you've got a picture of a mom holding on to her kid who's probably doing some schoolwork, and mom's also busy at work, getting things done. National Baked Scallops Day. If you're a big scallop person, maybe a day to go out and get some fresh scallops and bake them, because I guess that's the thing you got to do. And National Plant a Flower Day. Well, of course, we're getting that time of the year. We want to start thinking about planting our gardens. So today might be the day to do that. And you know what? I don't see any freezes coming anytime soon. So there you go. Oh, yeah, that's right. We've got the home show in Reading this weekend. The home show is in Reading this weekend. And I believe that's at the Reading Auditorium. Let's see if we can pop that up. Reading Home Show. And get more information on it. Reading Home Show. March 14th and the 15th. There it is. 2026 at the Reading Civic Auditorium. Presented by J&J Pumps. Reading Hope Show returns March 14th and 15th. So that would, yes, be this weekend. I know there's going to be a bunch of people there. It's free admission. So that's always fun. You got to love free admission. You can see all the different sponsors that we have out there. There's a giveaway, $5,000 in prizes. How cool is that? Turtle Bay is part of it. We got all kinds of, I mean, how cool is this? They got all kinds of cool stuff going on here. What a great little website. So you can see all the different vendors that will be there. There's a woman with her local honey. You got the garage doors. You've got all that good stuff. And it's all the different sponsors. So yeah, check it out this weekend. What are the times? The times are Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So that'll be fun if you enjoy that. So thank you, Lynn Jones, for getting us, letting us know about that. All right. Well, that is going to do it for us this morning. What do you say we get ready to wrap up the show? It's Thursday. Tomorrow is finally Friday. We'll have your Friday edition of Coffee with Krueger tomorrow morning at 6:30. In the meantime, have yourselves a great rest of your day. And get ready for some warmer temperatures, some winds over the weekend, north winds, especially for the valley, 20, maybe 25 miles per hour. So be prepared for some gusty winds Saturday and Sunday. The good thing is that home show is indoors at the Civic Auditorium. So that certainly is some good news as well. All right, we're going to take a look at some cameras out there, see what's going on, and you have yourselves a great rest of your day. And we will see you tomorrow morning right here on Coffee with Krueger at 6:30. Have a great day, everyone.